Hello, I'm Rob Coston with Nautilus International, here today to talk about a situation at Lloyd's Register where we have potential industrial action looming now. So some of you might remember that a year ago we had a big organising success at the company in our Netherlands branch, where they were able to recruit a lot of new members and get the company finally to recognise us as the trade union. However, nothing stands still, and we now have a situation there that is developing. And here to tell me all about what's going on and about that possible industrial action is Richard Moti, who is our Executive Officer in the Netherlands. Richard, thanks very much for joining me.
Thank you, Rob. Nice to be here.
Getting straight into it, I thought I'd ask the most dramatic question first. I know that we had a deadline for the company to get back to us to hopefully avoid any industrial action. That deadline has just passed today at 12. So yes, have we heard back from the company? Is industrial action now on the cards?
Yes, unfortunately, they sent us a letter just a couple of minutes before expiring the ultimatum, and they rejected our demands. So that means that we will have to start collective actions against Lloyd Register to put them under pressure to agree with our demands. And our demands are not that high. We're just asking for normal things, like to keep in pace with the purchasing power of our members, of the employees of Lloyd's. Last year, after negotiations, we had a huge success in an additional pay increasement. And also this year, we tried to do that on the negotiation table. Unfortunately, the inflation in the Netherlands is quite high. 3.2, 3.3% at this moment, but the pay raise Lloyd's offered to give was only 2%. That means that employees again would lose their purchasing power, and that feels unfair. That feels very unfair, especially because the CEO and other management colleagues got a huge bonus this year, a huge bonus, because the profit has never been that high as this year. And what we think is that if the profit is so high and you give so high bonuses to your CEO and other managers, then at least the employees should get a pay raise that is enough to keep their purchasing power the same.
Yeah, so picking up on that, I wanted to ask about the company itself. Obviously, we've had quite a difficult relationship with them so far. They originally didn't want to recognise us at all. We know the company, as you say, is doing quite well financially. So what is the situation now? Have they still been in the lead up to this quite intransigent, unwilling to talk to us, or have things broken down some other way?
After last year, when we had an agreement, a pay agreement, we also started this year with negotiations, and we had a lot of talks. But unfortunately, they weren't prepared to change their policy, not even a bit. So they kept on their position that a 2% pay increase would be enough, although the inflation is much higher in the Netherlands. So after a couple of rounds of negotiations, we concluded, and they also concluded, that having more meetings wouldn't help. And that's why we've sent them the ultimatum this week, at the beginning of this week. And the ultimatum was until Thursday, but it expired without a positive reaction. They answered it negatively. And that's why we are now preparing ourselves for collective actions, and those will start as soon as possible.
Yeah, and what's the feeling like among our members at the company? Obviously, this has been building for a while, and I guess they've been kept well informed about what's happening. How are they feeling?
Yes, members voted for each step we take. So we voted for our demands, a fair pay increase. And as I said, we're not asking for the golden medals or something. We're just asking for a fair pay increasement. So that was also agreed by our members. Unfortunately, Lloyd's didn't listen. Then we voted for sending an ultimatum. Also, 95%, almost 100% of our members voted in favor of sending an ultimatum. And also, we had a vote on having collective actions, industrial actions, and also that is supported by almost all our members. It is really high turnout, and as you know, the last couple of years, more than half of the all employees are a member of Nautilus and became a member of Nautilus. So we have a very high. There's a lot of support for Nautilus among the employees of Lloyd's, and that's why the collective actions that will start as soon as possible will also have a huge impact on Lloyd's. So hopefully they will wake up and take their employees serious, just as they are rewarding their CEOs and managers. We would also like to have a reward to our employees.
What are the next steps? I know you can't be particularly specific, but from here, where is this likely to go? You know, in the sort of best case scenario, and maybe in a worst case scenario, what are we looking at?
Well, Lloyd's has to be. There will be collective actions, but what kind of actions and when those actions exactly will start, that will be a surprise for Lloyd's. So we won't speak about that too much publicly, but they will sure will notice it, and we will build up the pressure each week that Lloyd's doesn't listen to our request for a fair pay increasement. So we will start with some actions, and if they don't listen, the week after that, the actions will be bigger and harder. And even if they don't listen to that, the week after that, the collective actions will be much harder than the week before. So we will build it up, and that means that Lloyd's will be affected, but at the end, also their customers will be affected by the collective actions that we are preparing to do.
Yeah, and that was actually going to be my next question, is how might it affect the industry? But of course, we hope it won't come to that, and that Lloyd's will be willing to come to the table and have a serious discussion with us, as they did in the end last year.
Yes, we hope that they will listen because, as I said, our demands are not that high. They are just normal demands. We ask a fair pay increase just as the rest of Netherlands gets it. All the employees in the Netherlands get it. We just ask the average CBA increment. So it's not that high. We just want to keep our purchasing power for our employees. They're proud for working for Lloyd's, but they also want to stay proud for working for Lloyd's. And it's really a shame that Lloyd's is treating their employees in this manner. And as I already said, if you compare it with the bonuses they gave themselves, the CEO and other managers, it's really outrageous. You get really angry from it. It's outrageous how they are sharing the profit only with a few and not with all the employees.
When you talk about the high inflation in the Netherlands, and we wonder if you could talk about how that's affecting some of the employees at Lloyd's Register. You know, why is this so important for them to get a raise that's more in line with inflation?
It has a direct impact on them. You know, the rent of their houses goes up, the groceries in the stores getting more expensive, the fuel is getting more expensive. And what we see and what our members see is that although they are working full time, and although they do a lot for the company, also overtime, working in a weekend, still at the end of the month, they don't have enough money to provide for themselves and their families. So this demand we have is not only about for luxury. It's just about money to provide yourself and your family for, to buy food, to pay your rent, to pay your fuel, to go to your work, and to go to bring your children to school, etc. So it's quite a normal demand we ask, and we hope that Lloyd's is prepared to listen, especially as they already gave themselves, the CEO and others, a very huge bonus. It isn't much to ask to also give their employees a fair pay increasement.
To round this up, what message would you have as we go into this period of likely industrial action? What message would you have for our members at Lloyd Register and other employees working for the company?
I'm happy that all the employees, that all our members are really joining together to influence the actions of Lloyd's and to build up the pressure to Lloyd's. And I hope that also all the employees, also the employees who are not yet a member of Nautilus, also join the collective actions, because we're not doing it only for the members of Nautilus working at Lloyd's. We are doing this for all employees of Lloyd's. And they also will benefit if these actions will succeed. So it's also a call to all employees of Lloyd's, the employees who are not yet a member, to join the collective actions, because together we can stand strong and together we can make our demands the reality.
Yeah, as we showed last year. So, Richard, thank you very much for taking me through it and explaining what's going to happen. Very best of luck as this kicks off, and I look forward to talking to you soon and hearing your updates.
Thank you, Rob.